If you've ever spent time with a dog, you know the moment. You're having a terrible day, you sit on the couch, and you feel that gentle weight resting against your leg. You look down, and they are staring right back at you, seeming to know exactly how you feel. It's incredibly comforting. But it also raises a persistent question. Are they empathizing with us, or are we simply projecting complex human emotions onto an animal that's actually just waiting for dinner? To find the answer, we have to look at the chemistry. This graph maps human stress and sadness hormones over time. When a person becomes upset, their cortisol levels physically surge. In dogs, this triggers emotional contagion, an involuntary chemical reaction. When a dog hears human crying, their own stress hormones physically spike to mirror the distress. They literally feel the tension. This response happens regardless of training. It is a biological mirror, a physical manifestation of shared human and canine chemistry. Shift from the living room to the open pasture, and the mechanics of this empathy become even more complex. Horses are prey animals. Their survival depends on constantly scanning wide environments to detect the slightest hint of danger. Because of that, they rely on more than just chemical cues. They require highly precise visual memory to process whether a human approaching them is a friend or a threat. Take a look at this top-down view of a horse's anatomy. When a horse looks at a human face displaying anger, they deliberately turn their head, routing visual data exclusively through their left eye. This path crosses directly into the right hemisphere, the center responsible for processing danger and preparing escape. 30,000 years of selective breeding and domestication built these advanced pathways. We designed dogs and horses to read our faces and share our stress. But that creates a compelling biological problem. If domestication is what gives animals the tools to understand us, what happens when we step into the wild, where humans are supposed to be the enemy? In the open ocean, humans have absolutely no control. When a massive whale becomes entangled in thick commercial netting, it enters a high-stakes survival scenario. By every law of nature, a trapped wild animal should panic. The arrival of an entirely different, unknown species should trigger a violent fight or flight response. Yet, when a human diver swims toward the entanglement, making slow, deliberate movements without any aggressive posturing, something unusual occurs. Highly intelligent cetaceans possess a cognitive override known as situational awareness. They rapidly calculate the physics of their trap and assess the intent of the approaching human based entirely on body language. The whale remains motionless, even as the diver moves within striking distance of its eyes and fins. It allows the netting to be cut away, overriding its predatory alarm to facilitate the only available path to freedom. Raw intelligence acts as an emergency brake on millions of years of evolutionary instinct. The animal chooses to pause and accept human intervention. We see similar cognitive processing happening right above our heads. In everyday urban environments, crows silently observe human traffic from the power lines. They aren't just looking for dropped food. Crows have advanced facial recognition capabilities, allowing them to map and distinguish individual human faces out of a bustling crowd. They use this visual memory to hold multi-generational grudges. If a specific person poses a threat, the crow will remember their face, attack them on sight, and even teach their offspring to identify that same person years later. But this calculation works both ways. Crows also initiate complex transactions of gratitude. When humans regularly feed or rescue them, the birds will systematically gather and deliver shiny objects, like bottle caps, pieces of glass, and house keys, leaving them as gifts for their benefactors. These complex social exchanges suggest that wild animals maintain an ongoing record of our behavior, using past interactions to shape their future strategy toward us. The ultimate test of this interspecies understanding happens in the most extreme conditions. In rural India, a leopard slips and falls into a deep, steep-sided dirt well. It is trapped, exhausted, and pacing furiously at the bottom. An apex predator backed into a corner operates on pure, lethal defense. It should exhibit maximum aggression toward anything that comes near the edge. Hearing the commotion, local villagers arrive. They slowly lower a long, heavy wooden ladder down into the cramped space. The leopard stops growling. It looks from the villagers to the wooden rungs, watching as the tool is positioned against the wall. The predator tests the weight of the wood with a single paw and chooses to climb. In that moment, the leopard suppresses its drive to attack, opting for the exit provided by the very species it should fear most. From the dog resting its head on your knee to the predator in the jungle, animals possess a hidden capacity to interpret human intention. This mutual observation changes the reality of our relationship with the wild. Looking into an animal's eyes means engaging with a mind that is actively analyzing you in return.